We've got Portland's very own, so we thought, why not talk about the biggest thing that's happened, or has happened in Portland? Uh, Former All Star and Finals MVP, Big Shot Billups, is he's Portland's head coach. He was assistant at the Clippers last year. He's only been there for one season, and he's on a 4-year deal. Terry Stott's out and Billups in. Your initial thoughts, George? What does this mean for the franchise?
We'll see, man. Like, I'm unsure. Like, I feel like with many other Portland fans out there, there was other people in line for the job which we may have preferred.
Go on, name them.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm not ruling out Chauncey Billups at all. I'm excited for the futures of the Blazers. But yeah, I feel I was more excited with the fact of Becky Hammon. Like, I can understand why they made that decision, especially with Lillard throwing names out there and Chauncey Billups being one of them. You kind of felt like he got like a step up on that. So I think everyone saw the way it was going to go. I wish him all the best, and I hope he can pull us out with it, though. So we'll see with that.
It's interesting you say about the influence of players. We saw this in Celtics. They hired a new coach, Udoka, who has a really good relationship with Jaylen Brown. Yeah. And do you think that the fact that Dame spoke up about Billups and said that he wanted him to coach, do you think that's a sign of saying franchises, we want to keep you here, we're going to try and do everything in our power to control that?
Yeah, definitely. I can't doubt that. Like, that's why I feel like we can see why they made that decision in that aspect. After our playoff run, with Dame's post, you can tell that he's starting to feel unhappy about it. And I remember talking about this ages ago, like, I'm so happy that we got Lillard, and I'm happy what he's done for the Blazers organization. But every player's in the NBA wants to win that ring. They want that championship. And especially when you're a star player like Damian Lillard and you're getting knocked out this early in the playoffs and you see that's not good enough, like, why wouldn't he want to go somewhere else? And you've seen him, he is that, and he's shown that he is that loyal guy. But like he said in his post with the Nipsey Hussle lyrics, how long does he have to wait before his loyalty is rewarded in that aspect? So I feel like he definitely put the pressure on the front office to make a decision and hopefully make that right call to make him happy and keep him there.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to I'm unsure. Hopefully, Billups can turn Dame into a winner, and what I mean by that is I think he's a great individual player. You look at Kobe before Pau Gasol came; he was very much about individual accolades and what he did on that basis. But I think Dame needs to learn how to become a great teammate and have the support around him to do that. I think he can be a great teammate, but the supporting cast that you guys have had recently, he hasn't had the chance to do that. So he's used to bailing his teams out, and I hope for your sake you keep him. I don't like this. I like the fact that he hasn't jumped ship, but he's obviously putting the pressure on now because his window is short. Which is understandable. I personally would love him in Philly.
Of course.
I would. But I think that Billups' addition definitely gives you more time on the Dame front.
Definitely. Like you said, now that Dame has kind of thrown that out and put that pressure, it's definitely attracted so much more attention in terms of teams trying to pull him away from that situation, which is shaky on that front, especially for the fans. Now, in terms of coaches for the running out, I've obviously put the name out of Becky Hammon out there in the running. Like, the reason why I was so excited at the potential of getting her as head coach is, yeah, we've got that whole title of first female head coach, but it's that experience which she had when I compared it to Chauncey Billups himself. Because his experience, you said he had that 1 year as assistant head coach for the Clippers, whereas Becky had the 7-year run with the Spurs, and not only that, she's had it under Greg Popovich as well, which I thought, wow, that would be amazing, especially to have in the Blazers organization with that 7-year experience in comparison, and hopefully help to build us up, as opposed to whether we know, you know, that rumor going around whether she's just waiting to take it over from Popovich himself. We'll see. That might be the case, but yeah.
Yeah, and I will say this, with Popovich comes an amazing coaching tree. And in fact, two of the coaches that are in the finals, Coach Bud and Monty, both worked under Pop. So yeah, his reputation doesn't need any more. The last question I will ask you this one, George. Well, 2 more questions. One, do you think you made the right decision hiring Chauncey Billups?
Okay. Oh, I thought you were asking it.
Oh yeah, I know. we'll get to the more dramatic one. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna, based on what we had there, from a pure coaching standpoint, I'm gonna say no. In terms of person purely for the job, I would have preferred Becky Hammon. But if you had to keep the player to keep Damian Lillard, I understand it. But again, I'm going Becky Hammon on this one for that decision.
Okay, and then the last question I would say is Portland was 6th in the seeding. Higher or lower next year?
As of this moment, I can't say. With free agencies coming up, it's hard to say. It depends on the moves we make. Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, I'm worried. It's a fear for me. I'm gonna say lower. I'm gonna have to say lower. Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it's lower.
Yeah.
And also I think the West just continues to just get stronger.
Yeah. Especially with the massive changes we're gonna go through. So far in history with free agencies, it hasn't gone well for us at best to build that supporting cast. And with these massive changes going on to draw in, I'm not sure how many more players would be like, yeah, let's build this. So we'll see.
We will see. Well, from the Sip Man, myself, and a House of 03, that is the short recap. We will be back very soon to talk more Bucks Suns and see which superstar is going to get their first ring. So can't wait. So yeah, from the Sixth Man, House of 03 is over and out.
Ciao.